Happy 2019. We're back. Hello everyone, it's Jenny from WeNeedaVacation.com. Welcome back to EsCapeTV, where each episode we get you back to the Cape and Islands. As I mentioned earlier, we're in the heart of winter, but we're thinking warm thoughts and heading off for a week of fun on the island of Martha's Vineyard.
We have visited the Vineyard many times, and one member of our team owns a rental in Edgartown and grew up on the Vineyard. We describe the island as unique, full of open spaces, farms, Victorian cottage charm, as well as incredibly beautiful beaches, fun and lively downtown areas, and countless places to explore. If visiting the Vineyard for a week, here are a few places we consider particularly special. Chilmark. Take a drive heading west on S Road out of West Tisbury. You'll drive by horse and sheep farms on both sides of the street. Be sure to stop at Lucy Vincent Beach, where you'll witness interesting rock formations along the surf line. This beach feels like one of a kind on the island. Aquina. Continue on State Road to Aquina, where you'll be driving with water views out each car window. Find the Gay Head Lighthouse to learn about this historic landmark, which was moved 3 years ago. Menemsha. Head back east on State Road to Menemsha Road. You'll be led into downtown Menemsha, a small fishing village with breathtaking views, quaint shops, and the Coast Guard station. We sat at the Menemsha Galley one day eating swordfish sandwiches and overlooking the harbor. It was a perfect moment. I love this village. You'll then want to travel cross island to Edgartown. You might stop at Morning Glory Farm on your way into town. Here you'll happily discover an assortment of delicious foods. I suggest picking up a pie or a loaf of banana bread. We've eaten lunch there a couple times and enjoyed the salad bar and fresh produce. Travel another mile to stroll the white picket fence-lined streets and admire the quintessential New England town, full of charm, hydrangeas, and roses. This is a great place for window shopping, and you'll find many choices of food, ice cream, or drinks. We definitely recommend that you travel North Water Street about a half mile to the iconic Edgartown Lighthouse, which we have photographed and filmed about 1 million times. It's beautiful the way it is displayed among flowers, water, sand, and the harbor. I've always wanted to rent bikes and travel Beach Road for the 2-mile stretch connecting Edgartown to Oak Bluffs. Water views on both sides of the street. You'll see beachgoers, ferry boats, kayakers, and wildlife. Jenny is presenting a day in Oak Bluffs, so I'll skip ahead to West Tisbury. My favorite place there to explore is Lambert's Cove Beach, which is tucked away off of Lambert's Cove Road in West Tisbury. There is a small parking lot at the edge of the woods and then a 5 to 10 minute trail through the woods to the dune entrance of the beach. The sunsets here are spectacular.
You can head to the island for an entire week and have an absolute blast. But not to worry, you can go for just one day and have just as much fun. Warm summer days will be here before we know it. And what better way to spend them than to board a ferry and head to the island of Martha's Vineyard. If you've only got one day to visit, then the town of Oak Bluffs just might be the perfect destination for you. Both Highline Cruises and the Steamship Authority ferries arrive in Oak Bluffs, so there's no need for other transportation. Just exit the ferry, and a day on foot in Oak Bluffs is yours. With a bustling seasonal waterfront and a downtown boasting many shops and restaurants, as well as a historical landmark or two, this town offers up more than enough fun for one day. Grab a cup of coffee or a picnic lunch and enjoy the views of Vineyard Sound from Ocean Park. It's located just off the colorful and iconic gingerbread neighborhood that's famous for hosting presidential summer vacations.
This is an easygoing, relaxed community. It's the friendliest place, especially Oak Bluffs. Oak Bluffs is a porch town, and everybody sits on their porch and everybody knows everybody, even if you've only been here for 5 days. If you're on your porch, you're friends with everybody in your neighborhood.
Take a ride on the famous Flying Horses Carousel. It's the oldest operating platform carousel in America. Or just enjoy one of the area's many pristine beaches. Hungry? Stop by the Offshore Ale Company for a pub-like atmosphere and grab a fistful of peanuts and a pint of craft beer while you wait for your wood-fired brick oven artisan pizza, your flaky fish and chips, or your Portuguese fisherman's stew. You're sure to enjoy the tasty treats and fun atmosphere at this local favorite eatery. If you're feeling a little adventurous, rent a bike for the day and head out to beautiful Joseph Silva State Beach. Walk through paths of beach grass and Rosa Rugosa to stretches of white sandy beach and calm ocean waters. A fun fact, this beach was filmed in the movie Jaws. In fact, just down the way is the famous Jaws Bridge, where some folks say a jump and a flip serve as a summer rite of passage. The perfect end to a busy day spent on the vineyard? Taking in the sunset as the ferry takes you back to the mainland.
There are a few things you might want to know before you head over to the island. Let us fill you in.
So you want to go to the vineyard, huh? Well, seeing as it's the next best thing to paradise, that's understandable. But there's a few things you should know before you go. First off, ferry tickets can be a pretty hot commodity, so you'll want to book your tickets early, especially if you want to take a car. And if the dates and times you're interested in are already sold out, sign up for the wait list. It tends to be pretty successful, especially the earlier you register. Speaking of ferries, pets and bikes are allowed on the ferries. Pets are no problem and no cost at all. Bikes aren't a problem and don't need future reservations, but there are charges for them, depending on which ferry you take. Some towns, especially the Up Island ones, are dry, so be ready to BYOB if you dine there. You're going to want to get your fast food fix before you head over. That's because there's only one food chain on the entire island. Grandfathered in many years ago, that's the Dairy Queen in Edgartown. Life and traffic on the island is at a considerably slower pace than elsewhere. Instead of rush hour traffic, we have beach traffic. Keep in mind that you're on vacation. Don't stress over it. And if you want to beat the traffic, bring your bikes. The three down island towns, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven, are very old with very narrow streets, easily congested, and there's never enough parking. So take advantage and get a little exercise in. Don't plan on being out clubbing late. The only towns that serve liquor now are the three down island ones. But bars and restaurants everywhere close fairly early. Closing time in Edgartown is 12:30 and Oak Bluffs is 1 a.m.
As always, we like to end with a quote from you. Here's what someone had to say on our Facebook page. Pamela says, I had spent many years in Falmouth looking across to the vineyard until finally one year I decided to go. I boarded the ferry full of anticipation and excitement. The feeling was almost indescribable as we pulled into the harbor. The people were so kind and willing to direct us to where we wanted to go. I explored wide-eyed, taking in all the glory and kindness the island had to offer. It is the most beautiful and historic place I have ever been, and I found myself planning my next trip before I had even finished my first.
Well, that's all for this episode. Stay tuned. We have a lot more great episodes coming your way.